All right, everybody, how y'all doing? And welcome back to Let's Talk Sports with your host here, Ron here, as I go over a whole lot of sports that's been going on for a while. Now, I laid off for a while because I wanted a little break and everything, but right now I am back, baby, and I'll be talking about WNBA from dates of August 19th all the way to August 31st, the Canes' first game against Notre Dame, as well as WWE. Now, I know WWE has the Clash of the Titans going on in Paris. I'll go ahead on and start talking about that next week because everything is now coming out on men's as well as women. So, only thing I'm going to be talking about, we finna jump right into it right now. We're going to talk about WWE. Y'all know I love my WrestleMania. I love WWE. I love everything they do from the old school to the new school. Yes. And I'm going to go ahead on and talk about a couple of matches that caught my eye from August 18th and August 19th because the biggest thing was that they had the Clash of the Titans in Paris, and all the footages are coming out for that right now as we speak. So I'm gonna sit down, look at all the footages of the Clash of Titans, and I will be go ahead and going over that right now. But the only main two things that caught my eye was the Natalia versus Becky Lynch, because they had to give you something to show. They had to go ahead and give you a full lineup. They going down, and as well as not final, Fatal Influence and versus Elegance Brand. They went down on. It was a lot of jaw dropping back and forth between Kelly Jordan, Lola Vice, Lash Legend, and you had Enthune Payne, Chelsea Green, Tyra May, Stills, and Tavion Heights. And then, of course, you had Jordan Grace and Blake Malone face to face. As you know, you had a lot of those going on because on the NXT side, they got to go head on and a whole lot of segment, a big match coming up for that as well, too. But those are the only thing that caught my eye. Just like I said, the Clash of the Titans, all the footages are coming out now. So as an analyst, I'm going to go ahead on and sit back, watch it, and then I'm going to come back with you with what I think of it. Now, moving right on to WNBA scores. Our top performers in those games, just like I said, I'll be going over week from August 19th all the way to August 31st. On August 19th, Liberty defeated Lennox 85-75. On Minnesota side, C. Williams had 17 points. Jones of New York side had 22 points and 10 rebounds. But it was just too much Liberty over the Lennox, and they could not find a groove as Liberty walked away with the victory by 10, 85-75. The Suns defeated Mystics. Odia of Connecticut had 15 points, 9 rebounds. Citron of Washington had 19 points. It wasn't enough for the Washington Mystics as the Suns ran away with the victory, 80-69. Storm, that's right, Storm defeated Chicago, 94-88. And I know a lot of y'all be ragging Angel Reese, but Angel Reese is not the team player of the whole entire team. And when the season over with, I'll be going over breakdowns because I remember Shaq had to get down on RG3 for ragging Angel Reese, and she's a brand with Reeboks. Angel Reese is not the issue. The issue is the team performance because Angel Reese puts her numbers up every day. She had 19.7 rebounds. Diggins of Seattle had 24.6 assists. But Storms walked away with the victory, beating them 94-88. Just like I said, Reese is not the issue. The issue is team. So, and the coaches and the management staff knows that, and they need to go ahead on and get players through free agency. I'll start going overseas to the league overseas and bring them over. They might help out. Because right now, being at 8-26, and this is Chicago Sky, is pitiful. A lot of teams at 8-18, trying to fight for those playoff spots and go towards the road for that championship title. But right now, Sky is just not looking together. But meanwhile, the Dream got beat by the Aces by 2 points, 74-72. B. Griner had 16 points, 8 rebounds for Atlanta. And Wilson of Las Vegas had 32 points, 12 rebounds, and 5 blocks. It was just too much Wilson on the Aces side as the Dream got spiked by the Aces 74-72. Meanwhile, Mercury defeated Valkyries 98-91. Top performers of that game. Cooper of Phoenix had 25 points. Burton had 24 points, 14 assists. Wednesday, August 20th, the Wings got spanked by the Sparks 81-80. Your top performers of that game. Bookers of Dallas had 44 points. Oh my gosh. She was a beast, scoring 44 points, and she could not be stopped. And Jackson had 25 points of LA, but it was just not enough as the Dallas Wings couldn't manage to pull out the victory over the Sparks by 1 point. Sparks beat them by 1 point, 81-80. August 21st. The Suns got spanked. The Suns spanked the Mystics 67-56. Top performers of that game. Anthony of Washington had 13 points, 10 rebounds. Charles of Connecticut has 21 points, 6 rebounds. As Connecticut Suns ran out over Washington Mystics 67-56. Finally, Chicago Sky came out with a victory, beating the Liberty 91-85. Cardoso finally waked up and she came to play, had 22 points and 15 rebounds. On New York side, Jones had 25 points and 7 rebounds, was just not enough as Chicago Sky ran out over Liberty 91-85. What a good game. The Dreams bounced back off their loss. Spanking the Lennox 75-33, beating them by 2 points, which is a good game. Anytime you beat the team by 1 point or 2 points, it's good. Anytime you start pulling away, beating the team by 10 to 20 something points, that's pitiful. That means the team did not come to play. But here in this case, the Dream came to play as they knock off the Lennox 75-73. Top performers of the game, Shepard of Minnesota had 15 points, 16 rebounds. Gray of Atlanta had 27 points, 3 steals. And Aces rolled all over Mercury 83-61. Top performers of that game was Thomas of Phoenix had 17 points, 11 rebounds, 6 assists. Wilson of Las Vegas had 19 points, 13 rebounds. Moving to Friday, August 22nd. The Lennox, good game. It was a good game, but it was just too much Lennox as they ran away with the victory, spanking the Fever 95-90. Your top performers of that game, Shepard of Minnesota had 22 points, 11 rebounds, 2 assists. She had her triple-double, and her of Indianapolis had 23 points. Storm defeated the Wings 95-60. Top performers of that game, Malonga of Seattle had 27 points, 9 rebounds, 3 blocks. And Grease of Dallas had 12 points. Mercury defeated Valkyries 81-72. Top performers of the game of Golden State, Burton had 11 points, 8 assists. And Thomas of Phoenix had 13 points, 12 rebounds, and 16 assists, a triple-double. Moving on to August 23rd. Wow, Dream spanked Liberty 78-62. Burke of New York had 13 points. Jones of Atlanta had 17 points and 8 rebounds. Aces topped Mystic by 10 points as Aces ran all over Mystics 91-81. Top performers of that game, Wilson of Las Vegas had 36 points, 13 rebounds. And Anthony of Washington had 21 points and 15 rebounds. And of course, once again, it was just too much Sun over Chicago Sky as the Sun defeated Chicago by 10, 94-84. Top performers of that game is Charles of Connecticut had 23 points, 10 rebounds. Cardoso of Chicago had 18 points, 7 rebounds. And just like I said, it's not her, it's not Reese, it's the team. And as the team is not doing their thing, oh well, it's going to be a long, long season as they drop to 9-27. Moving on to August 24th. Storm had beat Mystics by 2 points, 84-82. Top performers of that game, Oremiki of Seattle had 30 points, 6 rebounds. Austin of Washington had 30 points, 4 blocks. Valkyrie beat the Wings 90-81. Burton had 25 points, 13 assists, 4 blocks. Seagrizz of Dallas had 16 points, 3 steals. Lennox beat the Fever 97-84. Beat them by 7 points. And Lennox was just pulling away. And right now, Lennox got a good record in the league with 30 wins and 7 losses. Top performers of that game, Mitchell had 26 points of Indianapolis, and Collier of Minnesota had 32 points and 9 rebounds. Moving on to Monday, August 25th. As the Liberty spanked the Suns 81-79, top performers of that game was Morrow of 18 points, 15 rebounds, and Jones of New York had 18 points, 11 rebounds, and 6 assists. Aces defeated Sky. OMG. It's just not looking good for the Sky. Every time they win one game, they lose 2-3 games. They win one game, they lose 4 games. It's just not looking good for the Sky. Their record in the league is 9-28. They're just dropping heavy, dropping fast, dropping extremely too fast. As the Aces beat the Sky 79-74. Top performers of the game, Young of Las Vegas had 22 points, 7 assists, 3 steals. Atkins had 30 points, 7 assists. Tuesday, August 26th. And what a matchup. As the Fever spanked the Storms by 20. 20 points. 95-75 of Seattle. Over Mickey had 17 points, and of Indianapolis, Boston had 27 points, 9 rebounds. Mercury ran the victory over the Sparks as they spanked them 92-84. Top performers of the game, Thomas of Phoenix had 12 points, 16 rebounds, and 15 assists. Your triple-double for Thomas. And Hamby of Los Angeles had 25 points, 8 rebounds, 5 steals. It just was not enough as Mercury ran over the Sparks 92-84. Wednesday, August 27th. Aces defeated the Dream 81-75. Wilson of Las Vegas had 34 points, 9 rebounds. Wow. 4 blocks. As Jones of Atlanta had 19 points, 6 rebounds. It just was not enough as the Aces, yes, Las Vegas Aces, defeated the Atlanta Dream 81-75. OMG. The Suns ran all over the Wings 101-95. Your top performers of that game, like Ken of Connecticut, had 22 points, 6 assists, 4 steals. James of Dallas had 22 points and 6 assists. Moving to Thursday, August 28th. Liberty spanked Mystics 89-63. Top performers, Citron of Washington had 18 points. Missy Mon of New York had 15 points. Storm defeated Lennox 93-79. Your top performers was Dickens of Seattle had 23 points and 4 steals. Williams of Minnesota had 18 points, 10 assists. And Scott keep on losing as they lost to the Mercury 83-79. Angel Reese showed up. She had 15 points, 20 rebounds. Her normal performance, as always, she always put up double points and get massive double rebounds. She always be in the 15-point to 20-point range, and she be in the rebounds to 20 to 25 rebounds. Angel Reese, number 5 of Chicago, do her thing, but it's just not enough as the team just was not putting up. Now, Mercury ran away with the victory, 83-79. Cooper of Phoenix had 28 points and 3 steals. August 29th. Dream defeated the Wings 100-78. Top performers of that game, Seagrizz of Dallas had 23 points. Howard of Atlanta had 24.6 blocks. What a game. Fever edged it out. They held on and they beat the Sparks by 1 point, 76-75. The Fever ran away with a 1-point victory over the Sparks, beating them 76-75. Top performers, Boston of Indianapolis Indiana had 22 points, 11 rebounds, and 6 steals. Stevenson's of LA had 17 points, 6 rebounds. August 30th. Lennox said he was not having it as they defeated the Suns 94-70. Top performers of their game, Collier of Minnesota had 17 points, 9 rebounds, 3 blocks. Charles of Connecticut had 14 points, 8 rebounds. Valkyries defeated Mystics 99-62. Top performers of their game. Sutton of Washington had 17 points. Burton of Golden State had 15 points. And as always, Storm held on by 10 to beat the Chicago Sky by 10 points as they ran all over the Sky. 79-69. Your top performance in that game was Reese had 20 points, 10 rebounds. Oremiki had 20 points and 7 rebounds. And Mercury beat Liberty 80-63, and that was not a game because they just didn't have enough in the tank to pull out a victory as Mercury ran all over them 80-63. Top performers of that game. Misi Man had 17 points, 3 steals, and Thomas had 14 points, 9 assists. And August 31st, Yo Sparks defeated the Mystics 81-78 as Anthony had 22 points and 13 rebounds of Washington, and Hamby of LA had 20 points, 12 rebounds. And the Valkyries ran over the Fevers 75-63 as Powers of Indiana had 17 points, and Burton of Golden State had 8 points, 7 rebounds, and 13 assists. Those are all the performance and top and scores of the WNBA. I'll be going over next week's from September 1st to September 7th because we got a lot of sports coming already. So now we're just going to move to the main highlight as Miami. Y'all know I'm talking about them Hurricanes, baby. Let's talk about U-Nation football, baby, as our Miami Hurricanes defeated Notre Dame 27-24. But offense played good. Defense got leaked, opened up a lot of missed key reads in the game, allowing Notre Dame to stay in it. And it didn't look good. Alrighty, the defense on passing gave up 27 for 94 yards. That was rushing. And Miami Hurricane defense gave up on receiving 19 receiving for 221 yards and 2 touchdowns. And they gave up a touchdown on the ground. So the defense gave up 3 TDs, 2 in the air, 2 on the ground. As CJ Carr played one hell of a game for Notre Dame. They got spanked. It's only 1 loss, but they're going to move back up in the rankings. But can Miami Hurricane get to that top number 1 spot and go for that championship title? On Carson Beck, he showed poise. He is taking over the helms, and I like the way how this young man played. He got a good weapon staff in the receiving corps. He got some good targets in CJ Daniels, Malachi Tony, and Chalmar Brown. He got some good targets in those guys there. The running game was pretty much good. We ran the ball 37 times for 127 yards and 1 touchdown. Receiving was pretty damn good as Beck threw for 20 of 31 for 205 yards and 2 touchdowns. The 2 touchdowns came for Tony. He had 6 receptions, 82 yards, and a touchdown. And one thing I like about CJ Daniels, that boy went up with that one-handed catch for the touchdown. So, yes, Daniels got some damn good hands. But the main thing that really bothered me the most was our defense as they allowed Carr to scramble, breaking down in the pockets. Defensive line was out of sync and out of position to make tackles. Defensive backs were out of position to make the tackles. Or come up with interceptions. I mean, misreads in the secondary of the defense. And the pass rush of the Canes was not getting there. Just like I said, the defense gave up 19 of 30, 2 touchdowns. They got an interception. But they gave up 221 yards in the air. On the ground, they gave up not too much rushing on the ground. They gave up 94 yards, but still, that's a lot on the defense. You know, that is a lot on the defense to give up that many yards on the ground as well, because the running back of Notre Dame was just 6 yards away from getting 100 yards plus from our Miami Cane defense. Other than that, everything looked pretty good. Everything went the Canes' way. But just like I said, in total yards, the defense gave up 315 in total yards. And our Hurricanes, they had 332 yards on offense, which is not bad. Defense gave up 18 first downs. Beck and the team managed to muscle in 20 first downs. Even though the Canes won by 3, but it was a good game. Good game, good shutout in the first quarter. Neither team scored good, so we know it was going to be a defensive battle regardless anyway. But only thing what really hurted us was the penalties. We had 6 penalties for 51 yards. And on third down conversions, we had 5 of 14. So we really need to work on that though when we start playing Florida State, Florida, Syracuse, Pittsburgh, etc. As we go later on down the line into the season. Fourth down conversion, we went for it on twice. We made only one time of possession with the Canes way. We hauled that clock. We hauled that clock for 33 minutes and 57 seconds. We was hogging that clock. And the defense did pretty good, only allowing the Notre Dame just to only muster 26 minutes and 3 seconds. That's pretty good. So our defenses need to work on blown key assignments in the secondary, leaving guys wide open, breaking off from their cover mans. No pass rush on the defense. And then to them 2 top boys say, hey, we had enough of it. And then they start stepping up. But 2 guys can step up on the team on the D line for you. If you line down, if you got 4 down linemen and 3 blitzing linebackers, then damn it, 7 men need to come in and start making ham on that quarterback. But other than that, we looked pretty good. Our first debut as we walked away with the victory, spanking the Irish. Yes, the Notre Dame Irish. 27-24, and I am so glad that they shut down convicts versus Catholics. I am so glad they stopped doing that because I hated that back in the 80s. But we had a strong powerhouse, so we didn't really care about nothing. Next up for the Canes, we play Bethune-Cookman on Saturday, 7 p.m., September 6th, at the Hard Rock Stadium. We home. Can we come up with another victory? Can we go 2-0? Can the defense fix some of those blown missed key assignments they had? So that's the only thing that we need to do so far was fix those blown key assignments, and that'll be it. Well, Let's Talk Sports with Ron. I will be back with you next week with highlights of Clash of the Titans in Paris of WWE, women's basketball, as well as football, and our Hurricanes, not the Hurricanes, but the Miami Dolphins kick off Sunday football. Yes, and I'll be talking about that as well too. So thank y'all. Like, subscribe, and I'll see you when I see you. Peace.